guys, it's Vera. Dominaria releases soon, but so does the return of the Corsets this summer, and here's why I think Core 2019 is a more important release than Dominaria. Corsets have been the best way of getting newer players into the game, Standard more specifically. The Corsets up to 10th edition consisted of reprints of staple cards that did not fall into the lore of any expansions. 8th edition is the introduction of the Modern era, the first set that can be played in Modern and introduces the change in artwork style via the borders. The mechanics in Corsets were generally simpler and reused rather than expansion sets. All of the Corsets brought major rule changes to the game. 6th edition brought us most of the rules you know today, and then later M10. Along with the rule changes, with M10, they started adding new cards to Corsets, but still kept a large amount of reprints. Corsets helped balance expansion sets, supplying utility cards to help round out decks, and it was also an easier way to bring in new players. My first set personally was M15, the set I learned to play Magic on, and that is why I have such a fondness for Corsets. With the coming of M16, Wizards decided they no longer wanted to reprint Corsets, giving the set its own lore surrounding 5 planeswalkers and renaming it Origins. By ending these Corsets, they then had to begin using slots in the expansion blocks to provide the same utility cards that were in the expansion sets instead of making new cards. Also taking sets off the market with simpler mechanics for newer players to learn the game. With the coming of Core 19, I hope that we can get back to the model similar to the M-Core sets, where staples and utility cards that are used in Standard are instead printed in Core sets and not in expansion sets. I don't mind that it seems that they're gonna keep giving Core sets forward lore, as long as they are reprinting a sufficient number of staples and not creating new mechanics for the set. With the difference between Core 19, instead of going back 2 blocks, it is the first Core set to be reintroduced under the 3-in-1 model. The 2-block paradigm rapidly proved problematic. It revealed developmental changes inherent to small sets and demonstrated that core sets have served an important purpose in allowing for reprints without regard for the new mechanics or setting of the more coherent expansions around them. As a result, Exelon Block is the final block. Beginning in 2018, a revamped core set will once again fill the summer slot. The other 3 seasons will each contain a large standalone set. These sets may continue the mechanics or story of the preceding set, as was typically within a block or an individual basis, and the number of consecutive set on the same world will vary. This new release structure is called the 3-in-1 model. It raises the overall number a little with reprints, but the new card number stays close to the same. In conclusion, what does this mean? This will bring back the ability for Wizards to print staple cards outside of the expansion sets, but still have them in Standard. It will be a set that will not introduce any new mechanics, making it easier for a jump-in point for players. The set should follow along with the prior core sets in value as to where the standing prices of the set is lower and more affordable than some of the expansion sets of the past. What does this hopefully all mean? It means something that Magic needs very badly right now, and that is new players. They need to design products that are welcoming to new card players and card players of other games so that they can easily learn how to play. We all know Magic has lost players. Now it's time for Wizards to concentrate on designs that will bring them back. We'll give recognizable terms to people that have never played the game. Someone who knows nothing about Magic won't understand the terms Exelon or Dominaria, so those terms will not resonate with them. But a simpler name like Corset 2019 is something that is easier to grasp in our wide multiverse. Wizards, it is time to stop worrying about politics and focus on game mechanics and the quality of products that you are putting out so that we can bring new players and old players back into the game. Overall, Magic needs players, and core sets are very good for new players. Therefore, we happily accept the return of the core sets.